Madison, as we look outside right now, we've got a nice setup. At least it looks nice. Blue skies, some clouds starting to build back in. The view from Fort Worth. The humid conditions, though, are certainly very much still around. Feels like 90 degrees despite the fact that it's actually 84. Our dew point very high, still at 73. We've got that southeast wind to thank for that as it continues to pull in some of that Gulf moisture. But through the day today, look for an increase in clouds in the afternoon. We do have a 10% chance of rain afternoon and evening. Temperatures get into the low 90s, so it's not quite as hot as what it has been here lately, a little closer to that average of 94. You see the clouds already building right now down around Athens, Palestine, Corsicana, back around Tyler. Those continue to fill in as we move on through this afternoon, and it's all thanks to our change in our upper level pattern. Finally, that big ridge of high pressure that's dominated our entire week, well, now it's back around the East Coast, so it's going to be able to tap into some disturbances that are kind of skirting along the southern edge there through the Gulf back around Florida. And that gives us low rain chances pretty much every single day this weekend, mostly in the afternoon. The better chances are going to be south and east of DFW, but that's not to say that we couldn't see a little rain here or there in the Metroplex. Notice that it also brings in more clouds. Temperatures will respond and not be quite as warm. 92 tomorrow to 91 on Sunday. With that pattern change, we're not the only ones, of course, impacted. So for us, it means a little bit of an improvement, a little break in the heat. That's going to continue through the weekend. That will keep those lower rain chances around as we get that easterly flow to bring in some rain opportunity. But the big story is that this is the steering mechanism for what's happening in the Gulf. And we're watching very closely what's happening with what is now Tropical Storm Ida, expected to strengthen, of course, into a hurricane. That is what is going to steer this storm, and that's how we kind of follow along the forecast to figure out where it's going. Right now, the latest models have it going somewhere along the Louisiana coast by the very end of the weekend. It's one of three different storms, really, right over the Atlantic, two of which have a very strong chance of developing into cyclones as well in the next 5 days. But of course, all eyes are on Ida. Tropical Storm Ida, as it continues the core of it to push into Cuba at this time. We'll watch as it moves northwest at about 15 miles per hour. It is strengthening. Every update, we're seeing it strengthening, and it's moving right now with 65 mile per hour max sustained winds, but expected to strengthen into a major hurricane. That would be early Sunday, perhaps a Category 3. Before that storm does move inland there around the Louisiana coast, it's going to dump off several inches of rain, could be 10 to 15 inches of rain, and some of those heaviest hit spots from Louisiana to Mississippi and Alabama's coast also getting some of this. So those are where the watches and warnings are. If you have family there, friends there, make sure they're following this closely. I'm sure they are, but we'll be following it along as well. As for our forecast, we will get this nice break. It's a little break, Madison, but it gets hot again next week.